Hello, race car fans. Today we have a Honda. It's an NSX with the Epson livery. I think Epson is a printer company, from what I recall, or an ink company. I'm not sure if they make printers anymore, but I think that's where they came from. So this is from the 2009 Super GT500 collection. So all these cars would be, I guess, making around 500 horsepower. Alright. Anyways, bought this thing locally. So typical blister pack stuff. No original box though. Let's get this little screw out of here. I looked up the standings of the 2009 season on Wikipedia. It's not really easy to follow. All they seem to care about are the drivers. They don't really rank the manufacturers. So to say the drivers of this car did not win the season. So alright, just looking at this, it's a pretty lively paint scheme. Okay, it's running these dark mesh wheels, which I guess is pretty accurate. Couldn't find a good image of the rear view of this car. Alright, well, I think it looks pretty good though. Well, let's take a look at the dental pick here and see what we can find. So Kyosho blisters are great, well really all Kyoshos, because almost all of them are running tampo prints, and so everything's printed very nicely. The wheels here, yeah, they're nice casted wheels here. Center lock there, and then the tires aren't, they have some curvature to them. Pretty thick tires, but I guess that could be accurate. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, it seems weird that the front and rear tire are like the same height, but I'm looking at that photograph and that might be accurate. Alright. Seems to be some black paint down here with a bunch of sponsorship as well. So that ledge is pretty deep there. This wide body kit is definitely wide. There's also black paint here where air would come out of the wheel well, so that's nicely done. There's some probably fuel fillers here, these two black dots. There's some venting in the window casting, and then I think that's the door handle there. The mirrors here are a separate piece, no indication of shininess there. Let's see, we got a black chin spoiler here, and I think that's part of the casting. Let me see. Yeah, the base is inset, so this lip is part of the casting, so it's a little thick, I guess. Alright. Good texture here in this opening. Right, that sounds like plastic. That could be part of the base. A good little dot there. Maybe that's like a tow hook hole. Yeah, sponsorship again is all tampo printed. There actually are clear lenses here for these headlights, and there's silver dots behind it, painted, with a bump. So that's good. Some ribbing here for venting here as well. A little NACA duct. No extra paint though. And then we have one wiper blade here raised and painted black, and then the blackout as well is printed nicely, as well as a banner here for Super GT. Alright, we have a snorkel up here, and the front edge is painted white, and the middle actually has depth to it. Look at the pick how it vanishes there, so that's nice. It could have easily been flat, but they actually molded it with depth, so that's nice. The rear wing is also nice. Again, tampo printing. Good curvature to the wing. The struts aren't very wide. There's also some detail here of, I guess, a vent that goes into the engine bay. But the rear glass for covering that engine is totally blacked out. It's totally opaque. Whereas the other three windows are clear, obviously, you can tell. Alright, this side, no major problems that I can see. Okay, going to the back, so look how wide this racing body is. It's pretty nuts. Yeah, there's also a texture here in part of the casting here for these vents. And then the diffuser has some depth to it, and then the vertical strakes. On the real car, I'm going to assume this is actually air, but I think this is part of the base, so well, I'm not sure why they would have put that wall there. They could have easily casted it so it's totally hollow. Okay, well, the taillights are pretty cool. It's just one big red bar, but the Honda badge is printed nicely on it. There are some recesses here, don't know why. And then these little round circles are sticking out, and they're painted goldish or orange. And then more sponsorship again, Tampo printed on. This rear diffuser sticks out quite a bit. I mean, this is the rear of the normal car, right? Maybe the bumper would be here, but then they stuck this out all the way, you know, for more downforce. I am noticing here there might be a little casting blemish, you know, a little bit of extra metal under the paint. So going to the bottom here, just says Honda NSX. Okay. I don't know. It seems weird. I'm gonna guess this casting is specific to this body, right? Because it's literally following the outline of the casting. So why wouldn't they just write Super GT or, you know, other than just NSX, GT500, Super GT? Because this clearly isn't, you know, a stock NSX. I just wish they were more educational in their descriptions. Okay, well, looking at the interior, you know, typical black stuff as you would find on a racing car. There's no passenger seat, I don't think. It's just, you know, driver's seat, and then you can, well, I can see a bunch of boxes there on the floor. So those are probably like extra computers or pumps or a fire extinguisher system, whatever goes into these race cars, I don't know. And then, yeah, okay. There is a race seat there, I can see. But just some side bolsters, no indication of like harnesses or anything. Okay, well, I gotta say, it's still a pretty nice model. The only issue was this tiny bump here, you know, but I'd rather have that permanently there than paint rash, you know, developing, which I don't see. This thing is press fit together, so without the original box, one could only assume this came out in 2009, if this is, or 2010. Yeah, so it's at least 10 years old, I would guess. Alright. Let's compare it to a couple other castings. So I have a road-going version of this car from NO64, and that's called the NSX R. So it's the facelifted first version generation, where they have the weird bulbous headlights. But yeah, just look how wide that Kyosho is. And I apologize for the rocking back and forth, but none of these electric rotating things are smooth. Alright. So a couple other Super GT cars here by Kyosho. Here's an older one, a 2006 season Lexus Sc 430. Let's put that over here. Much taller, you know, being a Lexus Sc 430. I don't even consider that a sports car. It's like a Grand Tourer, the street version, that is. And then this next one is a 2003 season GTR 34 with a Calisonic livery. Alright, so cool. I think Kyosho and NO64 did a great job on all these models. Let's let this guy go for a spin here. Need an appropriate coaster, a racing coaster. Starting grid. Alright, well, I guess there's still a lot of Kyoshos I need to get. You know, I guess I wouldn't rule out trying to get one of each casting that they've made. And so there might be a couple more just from this collection alone that I might need to get someday. Alright, well, hopefully that day will come and you'll be around to watch the video. If not, I guess I'll just see you at the next race review. Alright, bye now.